Few television families were richer, more powerful, or more troubled than the Ewings of Southfork. Beginning in 1978, Dallas turned oil wars, broken marriages, betrayals, and the question, who shot JR, into a worldwide phenomenon that lasted 14 seasons. But behind those glamorous Texas feuds, the actors faced struggles of their own: illness, grief, typecasting, sudden career changes, and painful personal losses. Now, let's revisit 11 unforgettable stars and the events that changed their lives after Dallas. Larry Hagman made J.R. Ewing so charmingly ruthless that television audiences loved hating him, turning the actor into an international superstar. Yet his greatest off-screen battle came from years of heavy drinking, which contributed to severe cirrhosis and liver cancer. A liver transplant in 1995 saved his life and later inspired him to promote organ donation. Hagman eventually returned as J.R. in the 2012 revival while battling cancer. He died later that year at age 81. Patrick Duffy gave Bobby Ewing the decency and moral strength needed to balance JR's schemes. He left the series in 1985 seeking new opportunities, only to return after declining ratings and a personal appeal from Larry Hagman. Then, tragedy struck far beyond Hollywood. Both of Duffy's parents were murdered during a 1986 robbery. Decades later, he endured another devastating loss when his longtime wife Charlene died. Now 77, Duffy has found companionship with actress Linda Pearl and remains professionally active. Linda Gray transformed Sue Ellen Ewing from JR's unhappy wife into one of the show's most emotionally complicated women. At the height of Who Shot JR? Mania, fame became so overwhelming that even grocery trips with her children were repeatedly interrupted by strangers. After Dallas, Gray faced another problem. She says casting directors could not imagine her as anyone except Sue Ellen. She deliberately fought that typecasting through smaller film roles, stage work, and television. Now 85, she remains closely connected to the series. Barbara Bel Geddes gave Miss Ellie the quiet authority that held Southfork together, and one storyline carried extraordinary personal meaning. Years earlier, she had survived breast cancer and a mastectomy herself. A second health crisis arrived in 1983 when emergency quadruple bypass surgery forced her away from production. She was eventually replaced for a season, but after recovering, Bel Geddes remarkably reclaimed the role. She retired from acting in 1990 and spent her later years painting and writing before dying from lung cancer in 2005 at 82. Jim Davis gave Jock Ewing the rugged authority of a man who had built an oil empire with his own hands. After decades of Western roles, Dallas finally brought Davis enormous late-life fame, but illness gave him little time to enjoy it. While filming the fourth season, he was suffering from multiple myeloma, and his weakening condition increasingly affected his work. Davis continued filming for as long as possible before dying in 1981 at age 71. The producers refused to replace him, making Jock's loss part of the story itself. Ken Kercheval made Cliff Barnes Jr.'s stubborn, lifelong enemy, creating a rivalry that survived virtually the entire original run. Years after Southfork, Kercheval faced an opponent far more serious than Ewing Oil. A lifelong smoker, he developed lung cancer and underwent surgery removing part of a lung in the 1990s. He survived the disease, returned to theater, and eventually played Cliff again in the Dallas revival. Kercheval continued performing despite his health history and died from pneumonia in 2019 at age 83. Charlene Tilton was still a teenager when Lucy Ewing brought rebellion, loneliness, and youthful chaos to Southfork. Sudden worldwide fame was especially complicated because Tilton had grown up with severe family instability and spent time in foster care, making Lucy's longing for parental love unusually personal. After Dallas, her career became less predictable, but her hardest period came when fiancé Chetty Hart died suddenly in 2009. Tilton has described falling deeply into grief before volunteer work helped give her purpose again. Now 67, she still makes selective appearances. Steve Kanaly made Ray Krebs more than Southfork's ranch foreman when the character was revealed as Jock Ewing's illegitimate son, giving him a complicated place inside the family he had served. Unlike many actors chasing another major series after Dallas, Kanaly gradually reduced his screen work. He returned for reunions and the TNT revival, but increasingly preferred life away from Hollywood. Now 80, he lives on a California ranch with his wife and has developed a serious second career painting Western landscapes in watercolor. Victoria Principal made Pamela Barnes, Ewing the emotional bridge between two families determined to destroy each other. Her biggest career turning point came by choice. In 1987, she walked away from Dallas despite being offered a salary that she said could have made her television's highest-paid woman. Principal used that freedom to build a production company and a hugely successful skincare business. She eventually left acting almost entirely. Now 76, she lives privately and concentrates largely on philanthropy, environmental causes, and animal welfare. Howard Keel arrived as Clayton Farlow when his career seemed to belong to another era. Once the towering baritone of MGM musicals, he had watched that style of filmmaking disappear, but Dallas unexpectedly gave him a remarkable second act. Clayton's romance with Miss Ellie introduced Keel to millions who had never seen his classic musicals, while he continued recording and performing music. He gradually slowed his professional schedule during the 1990s. Keel died from colon cancer in 2004 at age 85. Thank you so much for watching. Dallas gave audiences wealth, betrayal, romance, and unforgettable cliffhangers. But the real lives behind Southfork were often even more dramatic. Some stars walked away from fame, some rebuilt careers after being typecast, and others faced cancer, devastating grief, or losses no success could soften. Yet nearly 5 decades after the Ewings first appeared, their faces remain instantly familiar. Which Dallas star or storyline do you remember most clearly? Share your memories below.